It is.
The fact that their go-to is that they hurt one of our players one time is such a sad way to go.
God.
Alan Lazard. Yeah, you try to put him down low because maybe you won't see him.
John, any last words before we hop off here?
Go Pack, go, baby.
Go Pack, go. The one thing that's keeping me from taking the Packers to win by 30.
I don't care if you go to every game, what game. Not only that, but you are in the second row.
Yeah.
The second row, and you're going to try to tell me to sit down? Get lost.
Get freaking lost. Thank you all for tuning in, commenting. We love chatting with you guys. Enjoy the game. Check us out on Twitter, at Rob Westerman3 for me, at JBeckman30 for John. Have a great rest of your day. Let's get a win, and let's go freaking bear hunting, all right? We'll catch you guys later. Thank you. What is going on, everybody? I'm Rob Westerman of GBP Daily. Joining me tonight is your buddy, Johnathan Beckman. For those on Instagram, you cannot see Johnathan, but you can hear him. John, how we doing?
Different 24 hours, that's for sure. Different than I was 24 hours ago. It's been a crazy up and down last few weeks and last couple of years, but a little bit of a wrench that we did not see coming.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's been a wild last few weeks, even crazier 24 hours. Unless you live under a rock, then you all know by now that one of, if not the best Packers wide receiver of all time, is now a member of the Las Vegas Raiders. It hurts to say that. It does. Packers trade Davante Adams for a first and second round pick in this year's draft. You still in shock, John, that this actually happened, or how you feeling?
Just you know how you always sit there and you think in your life, these type of things are never going to happen to me, right? These crazy things aren't going to happen to me. I was thinking the thing with Davante Adams. And all these big trades that keep happening, he's gonna be one of ours. Even earlier in the day, my brother, he's gone. I'm like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
We'll bring him back. I was wrong.
Yeah. I was in shock. Honestly, when I saw the news last night, I was hurt. Just an absolute kick in the gonads. I just met Davante last year, week 2 during the Lions pregame. Was kind enough to sign my jersey of his. I thought along, I'm sure with everybody else watching him play for our team, his play style was a work of art. Route running, catching almost everything thrown his way. Seems like he poured his soul into working on his craft. Clearly, it's paid off. He signs a massive deal, like 5-year, $140 million. To see him go, John, and to see him go under the circumstances that he did, reports came out saying the Packers offered him more money. That's more money, John, to stay where he's been at the last 8 seasons, continue to play with the best quarterback of all time. He's got an otherworldly connection with him on the field. Raiders offered him less, and he chose to go there. He's been one of my favorite players, but if you don't want to play for the Packers, then it is what it is. That's his decision. Only time will tell if it will pay off for him. What do you make of all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is actually the best part of everything that came out. I know it sounds like it would be pretty bad, but personally, the fact that Green Bay offered him more money, and I speak for myself and probably others as well, in this opinion, that knowing that Green Bay was willing to offer more and do all that, and it's reported by Davante's agents, and he still chose to go elsewhere, that makes me feel like, okay, he was gone no matter what. We at least got something out of it, right? I mean, I feel like you probably feel somewhat the same. I mean, it sucks because clearly Green Bay is involved in fracturing that relationship, and there's probably more to it. But I do think in the end that that's a big thing that Packers fans have to accept, is that clearly he made up his mind.
Yeah, he didn't want to be here.
And he didn't want to be here. It sucks. I don't hate him for doing what he did. It sucks that we don't have him anymore. But I understand what happened, and
Yeah.
I mean, really, it was just like, what can we get for him? And if we waited 3 more months and he still doesn't suit up, we could be in worse shape.
We're shit out of luck.
You
Yeah.
know. So
No, I'm with you.
that's why.
Jumpman Eric comes in and says, I literally just bought an Adams jersey.
Uh,
Ah,
I feel for
buddy.
you. Hey, that's still worth something. That's still worth
Is
something.
it?
In all fairness, yes. He's gonna go to the Packers Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not trying to sugarcoat this, but I am sugarcoating it, right? He's going to the Packers Hall of Fame. Everyone still respects him. You can't hate the guy. You can't
Right.
hate him.
No,
It
I'm
is what
with
it
you.
is.
I don't know, man. Whether it was the timing of the contract offer that rubbed Devontae the wrong way or what, like they were willing to make him the highest non-quarterback player in history, and he still chose to leave. Like I'll always respect Devontae, and he'll always be a top Packer in my eyes. But damn, what a way to go out, huh?
We would have thought Rodgers was gone before. I was always sitting there going, God, if Rodgers was out, then maybe get rid of Devontae and, just try to like load up on a bunch of stuff and figure something else out. But
Yep.
I didn't think it would be Devontae going first. And, we could go into miles and miles worth of talking about whose fault it is. But once again, annoying. I didn't turn on ESPN today because it's just annoying, right? Who are we going to blame? Oh, it's Aaron Rodgers' fault because he got too much money. What are you talking about? We've got one of the highest paid tackles in the league. Jair is about to get highest cornerback money. You got Campbell just got $50 million. Preston just got $50 million. I mean, let's not just blame it on one guy here.
No, I'm with you. My wife just texted me. She's upstairs. Said maybe if we would have offered Devontae a contract before we tagged him, that might have swayed his decision to stay.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
I mean, if this would have happened a year ago, I think another reason, the only part where I can say you could put Rodgers in blame is that it's possibly his fault in the fact that Devontae is sitting here going, okay, I love Green Bay. I love playing with Aaron Rodgers. But how much longer is he actually going to be there?
Yeah.
And like, I want to play with Aaron, but this might be my only chance to get to where I really want to go if Aaron's here. So
no, I hear you. Jumpman Eric just subbed up, y'all. I appreciate it. GP Daily on YouTube. Appreciate it. If you like chatting Packers, please subscribe. Also says, we are undefeated when he's out. So 7-0 into the Matt LaFleur era.
Yeah.
So with Devontae gone, they got a first and second for him this year's draft. They cleared up $20 million in cap space. They got a big hole to fill here. Let's chat about that free agency. You came up with a list of guys here. Let's run through them and give our thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, well, it changed. It just changed in the last couple hours because we had Juju on there.
I know. I was bummed.
Now this isn't necessarily who I think will come to Green Bay because obviously I have no idea or who I necessarily want. It's just kind of like a highlight list that I had some of the ages next to them because I wasn't sure what OBJ and Antonio Brown's ages were, but that's just kind of what I put in there. But you got Julio, Jarvis Landry, Will Fuller, which I think is one to really highlight because I feel like that's something that in the last year or two we've been connected to Will Fuller. I don't know if you remember that. But
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know you do. But Crowder, OBJ, T.Y. Hilton, Antonio Brown, maybe the easiest to come back, MVS, or to get MVS.
Yeah, I can't believe he's 27 already.
Yeah, right.
Isn't that crazy? Devontae's 29.
Well, look at this whole list. Cole Beasley. Look at the ages of these guys.
Emmanuel's
That's what's kind of scary. Emmanuel Sanders, AJ Green, Marquise Goodwin, and Mohamed Sanu.
Like that's why I like Juju is because he was 25.
Yeah, look at all the ages of these guys. 32, 32, 33. These are just patchwork guys for 1 year, and that's not usually Green Bay's way of going.
No. That's why I like Juju. He's 25. He showed he could be a wide receiver 1.
Yep.
But the Chiefs, out of all people, picked him up because they clearly need more help on the receiving end. Like really?
Who would I want from that list? Other ones on there that we didn't have right away. Keelan Cole, Traquan Smith, Sammy Watkins,
Yep.
other guys. I mean, I was just throwing names off the list because, honestly, there's such a list now, and you try to follow it and search things up, and it's always changing now. But,
No.
I mean, you want a guy
Pick
that's
one guy.
We'll pick one guy. It's hard because I want speed. So that's the hard.
If OBJ didn't tear his ACL in the Super Bowl, he'd be my pick.
I do not want OBJ. I don't want Odell. I would take Odell 99 out of 100 times if it wasn't for we saw what happened with David Bakhtiari, right?
Yeah, you don't know how long it's going to take.
We don't want to be sitting here week 12, 14 being like, well, where's this receiver? And then get into the playoffs and get bounced round one and be like, hey, we used him for 1 week. Awesome, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing is we've got Cobb, we've got Amari Rodgers. So I don't think we can take a Jarvis Landry.
That's what I was thinking.
We can't take a T.Y. Hilton. We can't take these guys that are slot receivers, right? We need guys with speed on the outside. So you still get an MVS. I'd be cool with getting MVS back. I don't know. Will Fuller maybe. Julio's a question mark. I mean, he is getting up there in age.
He's 33, but he was hurt last year. Did he even catch a touchdown last year?
I do not know.
If he did, it was one.
I don't like Cole Beasley. Emmanuel Sanders is way too old for me. My liking.
35.
AJ Green.
Wow.
AJ Green's. I mean, he's up there. I don't want them.
Lyndon on Instagram says Will Fuller. I could see that. I don't know. He's hurt too.
Yeah. I want them to go with a guy that's not too old because I want them to sign one of these guys to a 2-3 year. I don't want it to be a 1 year stint type thing.
That's what it's got to be.
It doesn't work. 1 year stints usually don't freaking work.
No, it takes longer than that to get a connection going, and so.
So I didn't answer your question, so I will answer the question. I wouldn't be pissed if MVS was who came back because we know what we got with him. I'm not saying he's the best receiver on this list, you guys. I'm not saying that. But it might be one of those things that, hey, you just got to trust the system. He showed improvement last year. Get something in the draft, which we will look at some of these draft guys in a minute. I don't know. MVS it's just one. He knows the system.
Yep.
I'm starting to see a little light with him. I'd rather
Mehdi, I'm talking to my buddy Johnathan Beckman. Mehdi over on Instagram asked me who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Johnathan Beckman, Die Hard. We're just chatting up some Packers over here. Sorry, John.
No, you're good. I go ahead. You tell me what you think.
What I think from this group, I'll run it through player by player.
Okay.
Like Julio, he's 33, man. He was hurt last year. I don't think he had a single receiving touchdown pass, and if he did, it was one because I know he didn't have any. Towards the end of the year, maybe second to last game, I know he didn't have any.
Yep.
So I'll pass on him. Jarvis Landry, like you said earlier, I like Landry, but aren't him and Cobb's game as receivers, and then you add in Amari, sort of the same?
Yeah.
The, slot guys over the middle routes. I don't know. Either way, I'm cool if the Packers go for him, which I've heard, I'm sure like you have, that they called Landry's camp. Apparently have shown interest. Nothing else, though, at this point. I'd take Landry. Will Fuller,
yep.
I'll pass. He was hurt last year. We tried to get him a couple years ago. I don't know. I'll pass on Will Fuller. OBJ, like I said with you, I'd be all in on OBJ if he didn't tear his ACL in the Super Bowl. He'd be my number one clear cut. Yep. He's probably he definitely is the best receiver on this list.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
We need a guy who can go into training camp, build a little chemistry with Rodgers before the season starts. And for him, it's who knows when he'll be able to get back on the field? Maybe halfway through the season, or October.
That's tough. It's tough, man. Because the thing is that assuming Green Bay drafts a receiver, the receiver's going to need half a season to catch up too, probably.
Right.
Can't play catch up for 8 weeks.
Yep. No, I'm with you. Juju, I had a little thing on him, but he's with the Chiefs. I'll just say this. He was only 25. He showed he could be a true number one receiver. If his TikTok days were behind him, I would have taken him. But he's with the Chiefs, so that doesn't matter. T.Y. Hilton, pass. 32, and it seems like he was a fantasy beast like 2-3 years ago. With Philip Rivers. Before that, even with Wentz, like he wasn't bad. Like
Yeah.
after with Wentz, he was good. Like it wasn't terrible, but I'll pass. AB pass. Don't
Yeah.
need to go on. Don't need to get into that.
Yes.
MVS, though, I'm with you on MVS. I've always enjoyed watching him play. You know how he operates, stretches the field. Him and Rodgers need to work on some deep ball chemistry, but if that thing is taken care of, that whole deep ball stuff, because it seems like Rodgers and him clearly weren't on the same page. Like he would be 1,000 yards, 6, 7, maybe 8 touchdown guy with or without Devontae. And now without Devontae, like maybe he's kind of going to be featured a little more. I'd take him back in a heartbeat if the money side of it makes sense. And I had seen just before he came on, someone was talking about maybe his number is like 10 million, or maybe it's like 5 to 7 million. And if it is 5 to 7 million, like when do you take him back?
Well, 5 to 7. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Juju just got 10. I mean, I feel like he's probably going to be in that 8-10 range. Just everything keeps going up, right?
Yeah.
Hey, if he goes to the Jaguars, he might get 15.
Yeah, Quizzy does it on Instagram. Says love MVS, but he's not a number one. He only runs one route. That's a fair assessment. I think his route tree was getting better.
Yeah.
But then he got hurt in September, and then he got hurt again late in the season against the Lions. Didn't play the playoffs. Like it's just tough with him because he is one of those guys that gets hurt. But I don't know. It's just with him, I take him back. Cole Beasley, pass. He's old and he's like Cobb, Amari. Sanders, pass. He's 35, John. Like you said, we need guys that are going to be here for 2-3 years until Rodgers is gone.
Yeah.
So
I want somebody signed for 2 or 3 years, not a 1 year if we can.
Yeah. Deuce of the week. What's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. AJ Green, pass. And one thing on Emmanuel Sanders, he chose the Saints over us. Like, sorry, bro. Like, bye. AJ Green, pass. He's past his prime. Marquise Goodwin, pass. Mohamed Sanu, pass. So it really comes down to Landry and MVS. Jamison Crowder, though, like that's a sneaky one. I didn't touch on him. He is only 28. I don't know, maybe. Like he's a outside guy. Like I don't know. I wouldn't mind having him if it's super cheap. Let's bring him and MVS back. Like,
let's put it this way: right now, what we're looking at is a bunch of wide receiver 2s and 3s.
Right. Yeah.
Try
guy just said Brandon Cooks.
So that's the next thing. So I'm sorry, who are your final 2?
MVS, Jameson Crowder.
Okay. I agree with that. I'm totally down with that. I'm still gonna go with MVS because I think we can get a 3-4 year out of him. Whereas some of these other guys, I think we can only get 1 or 2 years. So I'm looking for 3 or 4 years potentially. That's me. So I'm gonna pick MVS. I would have never picked MVS over a year ago, but this list isn't exactly the greatest.
Very appetizing.
These are not number ones, which gets us to our next point. Not to skip over your complete.
No, you're good. I'm good to go.
Thing, but goes to Matt Peralta's question.
Yep.
Besides that, I'll get to that. I'll get to that real quick because are to the NFL draft, but different things. Could we trade, Rob? Could we trade? Get a Keenan Allen, a DK Metcalf, and this could be a bunch of bullshit and guys that might not stand a chance for us, right? We might not be able to get them, but you see a lot of DK Metcalf is trying to back up Drew Lock on Twitter last night. I don't know if you saw that, but come on, man. That's not the bridge you want to die on.
No.
It's not the bridge you want to die on. So is it one of those things that come over to daddy?
Come on.
Is it one of those things?
That's where I was getting at. Like free agents are out of the way. I'm gonna throw 2 guys at you, John. Okay. Potential trade options for the Packers. I'm gonna throw 2 guys at you. You tell me which one you're taking.
Okay.
DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett?
DK Metcalf, 100 times over 100.
Really? He's only got 1 year left in his contract where somebody's going to pay him next year? The
truly
drama queen, apparently.
no. So I truly believe that that would only happen and they would extend it. I don't think they would throw something at him and then not have like something planned.
Yeah,
You know what I
Carson, you're
mean?
right. We'd have to pay
That's
DK
what I'm
a year.
saying. That is the ballpark that I'm, or the side of the field I'm throwing at it from. He would obviously cost more. So then begs the question: Devontae is getting, was it 28 million a year or something like that? What does DK get? 24?
I mean, Christian Kirk got 20 plus.
20. I know, but you don't give him Devontae Adams money, right? So
No.
then we're right back to where we're at. And then, okay, well then why couldn't we keep Devontae? Well, because Devontae didn't want to stay. Okay,
Yeah.
well, DK Metcalf is a hell of a receiver. I'm taking DK over Tyler Lockett just because I think Lockett's kind of like a hit or miss from game to game. And I think DK gives you that true number one outside, dominant, ego, top receiver that, that's the kind of guy the grit that I'd want on my team. I'm just going to speak from that. Keenan Allen as well, but they're going to cost 25 million. So we're still going to be in a lot of the same cap space hell that we would be with Devontae.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Right off the bat, I was thinking, DK Metcalf for sure. Like right off the bat, the dude's a physical specimen. He's a beast. But something happened last year where him and Russell Wilson just kind of like fell off. Like, I don't know what was going on. They weren't throwing him the ball. DK got kicked out of the game against us for throwing a little tantrum on the field. Remember that? I think it was against Henry Black, maybe Chan Sullivan. I can't remember exactly. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Next year is the last year of his contract. Like, give me Tyler Lockett over DK. That's where I'm at. And before you say something, Suckafish on Instagram says, what about Michael Thomas?
I don't know. I don't know his contract situation either. I can't remember.
Why? He's been so like off the radar that
But like I said, what I am basing this on is trust that Green Bay wouldn't be trading away first-round picks for guys they were going to get for a year. They'd be trading them with contract extensions or with the vision of that. That would be my guess. I assume, right?
Yep.
That's just kind of a guess.
He seems like kind of like injury prone. Ray Green says on Instagram, he was overrated for so long. Ben says on Instagram, like I think he kind of is like a little kind of a diva. Kind of, he's always on Twitter complaining and whatnot. I don't know.
Mayday wants Julio.
Like, what do you say?
Oh yeah, you know what? Hey, we're stupid. We haven't brought up one. We're throwing all these out there. Aiden Hills is true. Robert Woods.
Are you in the Instagram chat right now?
I am.
Yes.
Yeah, Allen Robinson went there. I mean, you're not going to pay three receivers top dollar, right?
Yeah. I mean, Derek says on Instagram, what about Robert Woods?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's not a bad get to trade for.
Is Robert Woods? I wouldn't be mad with Tyler Lockett. Robert Woods. It just comes with what it goes. But hey, we might not be getting any of that, and it might be some draft stuff. Here's the thing: is our other question mark. What are we doing at tight end, Rob?
Is Gronk wanting to come out of Tampa Bay, or is he sticking around? Because otherwise, we're looking at Tanyan, Big Bob, Mercedes, Dominic Daphne, Jake Hansen.
We're one click away from looking at our phone and seeing Robert Tonyan signs 4 years to the Cincinnati
Bengals. Anyway, Austin Hooper went to the Titans, I believe. Yep. It's just like Hayden Hurst went to the Bengals. It just, I don't know.
We saw how it hurt us down. You can alleviate a lot of pressure off the wide receiver, having a number one wide receiver when you have a good receiving tight end.
Okay, this one's interesting. Baller Romare on Instagram says, why didn't we get a player back in Adams trade? Could have gotten Waller, Renfro maybe. What if we would have just straight up said Devontae for Darren Waller? Would you?
Well, I would have needed a pick out of that still, just because.
Like a third, fourth?
Well, I mean, what are tight ends going for nowadays? I mean, not what wide receivers are going for. So you just
Right.
can't. I
Can't
don't
be straight
value.
up, obviously.
And we would have never have gotten one of those guys with a first and a second. I don't know if you want to pull up my screen just real quick.
Oh yeah.
I've got.
Um,
Let's see here. I've got.
Somebody says, let's bring back Devin Funches, maybe. Caleb on Instagram. I
Yeah,
think with that year off, I'm not sure if he's ready to roll. All right, you ready?
Yep. So
Here we go.
here's a few different trades I kind of went through in the last 10 years, kind of. The guys were traded for. I'd say the most notable that we can compare to is probably right there. DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
Set for a second rounder and David Johnson. We got a hell of a lot better trade than that.
Oh yeah. We don't have to take on David's contract. We got a first rounder.
Hey, and we're home bodies. David Johnson played 30
miles
seconds
down the street.
30 seconds down the road from us in college ball. We're big David Johnson supporters. Yeah. As far as that, but hey, that contract didn't work out. I'd say that. The Stafford isn't necessarily relevant. That's kind of a little bit more to, Russell Wilson to that. Here was one, Peerless Price. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
A first rounder.
Like how?
Or how about here's the one that I really want to highlight that I want Green Bay to mimic and get lucky. Stephon Diggs. The Vikings and Buffalo had one of the best trades of the last 5 years where both teams got benefit. Yep. Justin Jefferson with, guess what? The 22nd pick. What do we have?
Unreal.
The 22nd pick.
Yeah.
So, hey, maybe we can, give Devontae out, but then get something in return. And then, hey, in 2 years,
with that.
We could be sitting here going, hey, all's good.
So I think do we also have the 53rd or 53rd, I think?
Yeah.
And that's the same pick we took with Devontae Adams 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, very interesting type things here going on here.
You know what I mean?
How many Brandon Cooks has gone for multiple first-round picks. I just wanted to kind of look and see in comparison to what Green Bay got. Percy Harvin, he went for a first and a third, which is crazy because Percy Harvin was like a good gadget player at the time. You know what? He's probably almost like off the top of my head, Debo. He's kind of like a Debo Samuel. Or Debo's kind of like what he was at that time.
Connis on Instagram says, I bet we get a quarterback with pick number 22. Could you imagine?
Oh, please no.
Could you imagine?
OBJ went for a first, a third, and Jabril Peppers. So I think Green Bay got good value. I do wish it's too bad it wasn't like a more down year for Oakland, and it was like the 14th pick.
I know if it was a top 15 pick, that'd be sweet.
That'd be freaking awesome. I saw one tweet, just one last thing on this screen, right here, of kind of where Green Bay could potentially on a trade calculator based on previous drafts and trades, where they could kind of do to try to move up if they wanted to on average. You know how that works. That's year to year. But if they traded 22 and 53, they could potentially go up to number 10.
Mm-hmm.
But if they traded both first-round picks, they could go up to 5. Which one would you rather do if you were to do one?
Okay, that's a perfect question because some call me B on Instagram, says you look like a coach. I am talking to a high school football coach. I personally am not. But if I was a coach, trade 22 and 53, go to 10, or 22 and 28 and go to 5.
You have to do one of them. You don't get a choice. You have to do one of them.
I would do 22 and 53 to go to 10. That way we still have 10 and 28. I mean, a top 10 draft pick,
Yep.
I don't know who they'd go for, whether, and I don't get into the draft a ton. I don't spend a whole lot of time because almost always none of those players end up on our team, so it's like a waste of time. In my opinion, other people enjoy doing that, and that's their thing. Yeah. But that's my opinion. I'm doing 20. So the options were trade 22 and 53, go to 10, or trade 22 and 28 and go to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, yeah, it's 22 and 58 or 53 to go to 10. That's where I'm at. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the same thing. I because you look at 5. I don't know how much Green Bay can really benefit from going to 5, and
Yeah, compared to 10.
I feel like that's given up too much.
Yep.
So I agree. I'd like the 22 and 53 to go to 10. Now, since you just did that, would you do that, or would you prefer to sit as we are?
Mm, I'm gonna sit. There's a bunch of receivers. I think I'd sit where we're at because I mean, boom, 22 and 28. You pick 6 picks apart. Like I'm cool with that. What about you?
Yeah, I mean,
You're staying,
I'm probably staying unless you see like, hey, there's a crazy receiver. This
right?
receiver, we really like him. I'm sitting there, but I mean, we're just talking about receivers today. We're not even talking
Right.
about a
Every
receiver.
other thing.
We might not even take a receiver until the second round, third
Nope, I'm
round,
with you.
or how about to make us all pissed off? We don't even take one at all.
Right. No, I'm with you.
So
All
yeah,
right, John. Should we
yeah,
cap off the draft talk?
yeah.
Like you said, draft as we know. It's always surprising. Nobody knows what's going to happen. It'll be 2, 3 weeks now, 3, 4 weeks till the draft.
Yeah, oh, crap. I can't remember the exact.
Sometime mid-April. It'll
Yeah,
be interesting, and I'll probably be over at your place watching it. So I'm pretty excited. Let's chat some non-Devontae news. Rasul Douglas and the Packers reportedly are still in talks about a potential return to Green Bay. Nothing more on that. That's all I've seen. I personally would love it. Cornerback is a premier position and the second hardest position to play in football, behind quarterback, of course. You can never have too many of them. You think he's coming back?
I do, but I kind of always, as a Packers fan, have that feeling of, oh, they'll come back to us. They'll come back to us, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That's not been true as much as we've hoped lately. Um, Although I will say it's probably a little bit harder for guys to leave Green Bay than it
Yep.
is to come to Green Bay, if that makes sense.
No, I hear you.
So I think you got to hold on to him because all these teams are loading up at receiver. You see the Rams getting Allen Robinson, 3 really good corners, and then even like a Kevin King as like your 4th corner. Like, hey man, we're in a passing league. I'll take the 3
Yeah.
corners. I'll take it. If we signed him, I'd be happy. Hey, load up on defense if we have to. Find some pieces for the offense, and just find a good rhythm in the offense that we can score enough points and if
Yeah.
the defense has to win us some games, so be it.
Quick question here related to the DBs. The backshot king on Instagram. Not sure what the username means, but he says, well, "What do you think of Savage?"
Darnell
I'll
Savage.
go. I'll go ahead and go first. I think he's underperformed. That's kind of where I'll leave it. Obviously, he can't make tackles in the alley. He's a little bit smaller. He's good in the open field because he's fast, but he's underperformed. But he's still a solid to right below solid safety. Would you agree with that or no?
C plus.
Yeah, C plus. With Amos back there, it's not a huge deal because he
Yeah.
just is he's
Hey,
such a great safety.
if we can bring the corner, if we can have all those corners back, have Amos, he gets the job done.
Right.
I'll keep that because you never know. You hope to get more out of him because he was a first round pick, but I think he has an opportunity to still prove himself.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Back to Razul though. Yeah, I agree. I think he is going to come back. Hopefully, played some killer ball for us last year. Made some game changing and game winning plays. He's well loved by the teammates, the coaches, and he's kind of become a fan favorite. So I guess only time will tell with him. Hopefully he's back. Let's pivot to Aaron Rodgers. Signs a 5-year extension and what seems to be like a legit 3-year deal. The couple extra years to help our cap situation. So probably is going to be here for 2, 3 more years. Before we go any further, can I just say a few words about our Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, John? Is that cool?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I love me some Aaron Rodgers.
Like, despite knowing Devontae wanted out, he still chose to come back. Like, do not ever question his loyalty, like his commitment to the team, even if you don't agree with his off the field opinions. One of the best quarterbacks in history. Most likely, he'll start his career in Green Bay and probably end it in Green Bay, like he always has said he's wanted to do. Despite half the fan base chewing his ass for personal life agenda, I don't care about any of that. Doesn't affect me. His appearances, whatever. He chose the Packers, even after they drafted his replacement prematurely. They didn't tell him about doing that. So he said, fuck it, I'll go play some MVP ball, remind everybody who I am, because for some reason, half our fan base forgot that he's the best quarterback in the world. It's a fact. It's a fact. So he's a Packer. More than likely, he's a Packer for life. In sports, that's so rare. So big shout out to our, quarterback Aaron Rodgers, sticking through the shitstorm of the 2019 draft, ignoring all the haters and just doing him. I respect it. So any touches on that?
We almost won a divisional playoff game in Arizona with Jeff Janis,
James Jones, Jared Abbrederis, Richard
Perillo.
Rodgers.
Oh my gosh.
Like, come on.
Listen, I'm not saying we need to settle for that and hope that he goes Superman and saves us by any means, because we've realized at times he guys can't be Superman all the time. I'm sorry.
No. Not in the sport of football.
Mahomes has shown not very good Super Bowl performances. Brady has had a lot of bad playoff games, and his defense, saved him.
He won a Super Bowl 10-3.
So at the end of the day, I want Green Bay to get something and keep a good system in that allows him to show why he's so good. But hey, we might not get that number one receiver. Hopefully, we get a good MVS or somebody else, and get
because there's nobody left. It's like, hopefully we get MVS. We better trade for somebody. DK, Tyler Lockett, somebody.
Yeah. I think I'm in the reality that I don't think Green Bay will probably end up getting like a true number one, like a stud. But maybe I'm wrong.
Hopefully, but I think I agree with you. So
yeah, I don't think Green Bay will go out and get a stud, but I think that, holy shit, we've been mad that they haven't gotten receivers in the previous few years at times. But don't get a receiver now.
If we don't get a receiver.
God save the Queen. We're calling the Queen when we go over to England. We're seeing if the Queen can bless us with something and maybe give us some crumpets to change our attitude. But please.
Come on. Wheaties Osama says we need a wide receiver. We do.
We need a wide receiver, man.
We need a wide receiver.
We're past the point that we don't have Devontae anymore, okay?
No.
It's awesome to have a stud. So got to get something. But I think reality is probably going to be that we need to understand that we're probably not going to get that DK Metcalf type player. It's going to come through the draft, hopefully, and hopefully we strike gold.
Yeah, like a Jefferson or Jamar Chase strike gold.
Right.
Otherwise, by the time they get acclimated, it's just like, well, it's done for. So, all right, buddy, before we shut it down, let's run through the top contenders, in our eyes, in the NFC. You want to list your top 5 first, or you want me to have at it?
You can have at it.
Well, we thought Tom Brady was gone. He's back, so that immediately puts the Bucs back in the mix. Rams are defending champs. They lost Von Miller, probably OBJ, and even if they don't lose OBJ, he's going to be, playing halfway through the season. They did get Allen Robinson, though, so that's a good move. Packers are obviously in the mix, as they always are with Rodgers at the helm. Here's my top 5 in no order.
Okay.
Packers, we got Raj at the helm. Defense is going to be good, if not better than last. Got Jair back. We got Eric Stokes, maybe Razul, Devondre. He's obviously back. And maybe add a couple pieces to the D-line, maybe secondary-ish, safety spot. Defense will be as good, if not better than last year. Offense will be fine. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Tunyon, hopefully. Addition or two to the wide receiver group from now until the season starts. I don't think we'll skip a beat, honestly. Next up, Buccaneers. Brady's back, so just like Rodgers at the helm for us, whenever Brady's on a team, they're going to be in the mix. So I think the Bucks are part of the top 5. I think the Cardinals, with a healthy Hopkins, Kyler Murray, I think they'll be ready to roll. They'll be in the hunt. Rams are going to be contenders. They're defending champs. You can't ever put out the defending champs when they're returning almost everybody. Don't think I'm trolling here, but I think the Vikings might be a contender. Like, Kirk is a better quarterback than most give him credit for. You got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. They also have a healthy Irv Smith Jr. at tight end. I think they'll be solid. I'm not going to say they're going to be 12-5 or 11-6, but they can make the playoffs at 10-7, and then you just never know that. So, what do you think?
Oh,
Stop the tap, McQuigg.
So I really, no matter what, I truly think that Green Bay will once again, be one of the better teams, even without Devontae. Injuries. Hopefully that doesn't happen, and then we stay there. Tampa Bay, I agree, in no order. I think the Rams, but I don't know if the Rams will be as good this year. But I feel like the Rams will probably be similar to what they were last year until the playoffs when Green Bay got bounced.
Yep.
Where I think they're a good team. They can beat a lot of teams, but I just never truly thought they were the best team. But hey, so I've got those two. I'm still always a believer in the 49ers.
Yeah.
I just think the 49ers
They always mess around and do something good. Like Trey Lance could be good. You never know, though.
I'm gonna stick with Dallas. I think Dallas will be there.
I forgot about Dallas. Honestly, they're probably my fringe with the Vikings there.
Yeah, I think. And then really, like if I were to, you're going for a top 5. Really, my top 5 is between, to sound vague, the Cardinals, Saints, and Vikings again. The Cardinals are so weird to me because they were so hot and then they were so bad. The Vikings,
they did fall off bad.
The Vikings just constantly kind of disappoint, and then you've got the Saints. I just don't know how good they are anymore. I don't know. It's a crapshoot between those three, dude. It's hard to tell just because I don't know if the Cardinals are bad now. Like after that,
you just don't know. Like
Vikings are always so up and down, but I respect them as being a solid team.
New head coach, though, you never know.
I think the Saints were like a Deshaun Watson away from probably being my guarantee for that.
Yeah.
Team.
What about the Bears? Are they still trash or what?
Yeah, Bears still suck. So here's my opinion on the overall conference. I think it'll be a lot of the same in the NFC next year. I think the AFC is like holy
shit. There's like 2 divisions that all 4 of them
got like 8 really good quarterbacks in that division. So the AFC I think is going to be scary. As far as like trying to like fight week to week, I think the NFC is going to be similar to last year. I think it's going to be top heavy. But we are so far away from a lot.
Much could happen.
This is your way too early predictions.
Hey, our predictions last year were pretty good.
Hey, yeah, and a week ago we had 24 hours ago we had Devontae Adams as far as you and me knew. And
what about tomorrow? Something could change.
Tom Brady wasn't back in the league
a week ago.
If Brady wasn't back, I'd be sitting here wondering, well, who knows? Deshaun might have been on Tampa Bay if that was the deal, but
I wouldn't have liked that. I'm glad he went to the AFC because he's a good quarterback. Not sure what happened behind the scenes with the whole legal thing. So
I think a lot of the same in the NFC. So much to happen though. This has been an awesome offseason so far. Yeah, this last week, if you're a fan of football, we just got off one of the best playoffs in recent history.
All almost game-winning kicks, all last-second deciding.
Playoffs.
The Super Bowl was great.
Yes, this last week has been freaking fireworks, like left and right for guys going places. Yeah. And as a Packers fan, we've got a big few weeks ahead of us as well. So I think it's definitely entertaining. I know you watch it a little bit, but and it's a little bit sketchy to say here, but you know how they always say in The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, the most dramatic season ever.
Cheesehead FL says on Instagram, the time is now, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
So
We got a long ways to go, but I'm ready.
We're not short of dramatic flair right now, and I think we're definitely haven't seen the end of that, at least until after the draft. If you're a Packers fan, that or we're gonna nothing's gonna happen for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden we're gonna see what happens at the draft. So I think it has to happen because I think we go out and get somebody. I don't know what's going to happen to the tight end position. We really haven't heard much still about Mercedes Lewis, right? I know he's not like a huge piece, but if you're a true Packers fan, you want to know what's happening with him, right? I hope he comes back, right?
I hope he comes back too. Especially we don't have we got Tunney, we got Dominique Daphne, Jake Hansen, and then it's him. Last year, I was talking to Dominique Daphne last year. He said Mercedes is a great leader in the locker room, great leader for that group.
Yep.
So between him, Tunney, and catching some passes, maybe Jake Hansen comes on the scene. Or is it? I'm wrong. Is it Tyler Hansen?
What's that?
Fucking up the whole time.
Oh, yeah, I got you. I know what you're talking about.
My bad. Yeah. 84. I don't know. I feel like he'll be back unless there's no other tight ends out there, unless we trade for Kyle Pitts.
Gosh, I hope that. Well, and then here's our other question before we really, go somewhere. Does anything happen with Jordan Love in the next few weeks, or do we sit? What do you think happens? I don't know.
I think we sit. I would like to trade him, get something out of him now, but
I think we sit. But yeah, hey, if somebody tells me that we can get a second rounder out of him,
and we go into the draft with five top 60 like picks, like Lane on Instagram, DeGuara ain't it. I forgot about Josiah. After he dropped that pass in the playoff game and went to the sidelines, it's like, oof. It's tough. All right, John, what do you think? We get rid of him or we keeping him? Jordan Love, trade or no?
I bet you Green Bay will hold on to him.
I think so too.
I don't know. It depends on how much they trust in Ben Kurt. He's one of my dudes now. I play a little bit of Xbox with him tonight.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Kurt. Anybody on Instagram, if you like gaming or you like pure entertainment, Ben Kurt, follow him on Twitter. Follow him. I mean, hey, this ain't no paid ad, but hey, that dude.
Hey, Kurt's good at Halo, but we all know you're better than him.
When we say pure entertainment of an off season, he's been a great follow to add to the entertainment.
Yeah, he has.
So I don't know. I bet you we hold on to Jordan Love. Because who knows? Now what happens? Do we trade him away, get a second rounder, and then all of a sudden Green Bay's like, oh my gosh, another quarterback, and then we take a quarterback again? Because I don't know. Hey, we just gotta sit back,
hang out, and just see what goes on.
Hang out. Know that we've got a solid squad no matter what. See what
we happens. Have a contending squad.
We have a contending squad no matter what. I think that we're going to be good no matter what. The best teams don't always win the Super Bowl, and we might not be the best team next year like what we have been one of the last couple of years. So, hey, you just got to get hot at the right time.
Only time will tell, John. Any last words here before we close it down?
Excitement. I'm just ready. My phone has been constantly. I've been constantly like this the last week.
Scrolling.
And it's just like, what's happening? What's happening? So, I'm curious to see what happens. Who knows, dude? We could be sitting here in a couple weeks going, "Holy hell!" We went from down bad when Devontae left for a short minute to holy crap,
DK Metcalf. Oh shit.
To holy crap, like, you know what? We got good receivers in the draft, or we got some good, free agents. Kind of go from there. So,
yep. No, I'm with you.
Sit back, come on.
Good stuff, huh? This is a good little show. I love chatting with you guys. We both do. As always, I appreciate everybody tuning in, commenting. We love chat Packers with you guys. Follow GP Daily on all social platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Do me a huge favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel at GP Daily. If you enjoyed today's video, we're always chatting Packers, usually about once a week. So subscribe if you like to do that and chime in with the comments. John and I are on Twitter as well. So if you want to chat it up some more, we're always down to talk some Packers. At jbeckman30 for John, at Rob Westerman3 for myself. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we will catch you guys later. Thank you.